welcome to Crystal Walters Podcast. Today we have a special guest of Joe Hernandez. Thank you so much for being here today.
Well, Crystal, definitely thank you. Thank you for having me here. It's definitely an honor. I feel blessed to be here in this position. Thank you for reaching out to me and asking me to be in your podcast. This is amazing.
So glad to have you. Thanks. So, to get us started, what do you do in the real estate industry?
So for me, I'm a real estate investor. I do buy and hold. Now I have short-term rentals is my main focus, and right now I'm also getting into fix and flip. And one of my goals for this year is to start into co-living as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. So, what got you into real estate investing and doing the buy and holds and co living?
Into real estate investing, I mean, for me, I always thought about, I always like to think about how to maximize my money. I know after college, I was thinking, I had college school loans. And for me, the main focus was, all right, how could I get rid of these school loans as fast as possible? So once I did that, I moved after college, I moved back home. I did that, I got rid of my school loans. And then it was like, okay, what's the next goal for me? And at that moment, it was, well, I wanna get into real estate. I want to move out. I want to get my own place. And at the moment, it was house hacking. I just figured I want to get my own place, have it be a rental, so that I could essentially be living for free. And that's how it started. It was that need to want to get out, the need to want to do it at the least cost possible, and that's what led me to house hacking.
That's amazing. Could you share us that whole experience with house hacking? Like, what was your first one like? What issues did you run into? Like the whole
Yeah, so the first property that I acquired, it I got it just traditional bank loan, and it was essentially a three-family home. And at the moment, I what I knew was long-term rental, so I moved into one of the units, and then I rented out the other two units. And it was great. Being a landlord does come with its challenges, especially being in New Jersey is a tenant-friendly state, so you have to kind of thread through thin water and make sure you qualify your tenants properly. But it was great. It was a good exposure for me to get into real estate, and it essentially allowed me to house hack and live rent free.
That's really cool. Did you have any mentors that led you into house hacking? Did you have anyone that guided you that direction?
Uh, at that moment, no, I didn't really have any mentors. I know that after college, my just a couple of my work employees, my peers, we had that same mentality. It was like we were working and we were grinding, and we just knew that that wasn't it. We knew that there was something more, and we were intrigued by real estate. Is from my background, my mom has invested in real estate, and not here in the U.S., but in the Dominican Republic. So from that side, I saw how the benefits of it. I saw the benefits of having properties and having tenants, and having your tenants pay your rent and essentially pay your mortgage. So I guess those were probably my mentors. I had some peers that thought the same, and then my mom, just seeing her doing it in the Dominican Republic, made me want to do it here as well.
That's amazing. So how long was your mom doing that in the Dominican Republic?
So my mom, I remember, I don't remember quite when she bought the first property. I was probably in middle school, I would say. But I remember when she bought the property and it was a single family house at the time. And she would just talk about the potential that it had. And so right off the bat, that kind of started a spark an interest in me of not seeing something just for what it is right now, but seeing it for its future potential and overall potential. So that property at the moment, it was a smaller house. It was a single family house, but it was a good location. And she would talk about eventually building another level to it and converting it into a two family, and then having one unit as rent, and then having the other unit as our eventual uh, vacation home and their eventual retirement home in the Dominican Republic. So from there, I kind of got those lessons of A, trying to maximize the value, seeing the potential in real estate, and also house hacking as well, which is eventually what she did over there.
Wow, that is so amazing. Like you have that to be able to fall back on. Or I mean, she was your guide. She was your mentor. She was able to like show you what could be done. That is cool.
Yeah, yeah. As being young and kind of seeing that and getting that experience, um, I must say I was definitely blessed to be in that position and kind of seeing it, and it just started to spark different seeds inside me. Um, that eventually, once I graduated college, it was like, okay, I could kind of do this too.
Amazing. So, what was your next property after you did the house hacking? Was it another one that you did?
So yeah, so eventually after the house hacking, I was doing long term rentals, and then a few years ago, I live in New Jersey. I'm in Jersey City, and I started to hear about that they wanted to pass laws to restrict short term rentals. And at the time, like I was scared about short term rentals. You hear like horror stories, which if you follow the news, that's what you're gonna hear. You're gonna hear the negative side. But the fact that they wanted to restrict it, it made me look deeper into it, and that's when I started to see, okay, wait, if they're gonna restrict it, it must mean that there's a reason why. So I started to look into it, and I started to see how the numbers lined up um, more preferably as a short-term rental. You were able to make about 2 to 3 times more than long-term rental rates. So at that moment, is I decided, you know what, I this is an avenue I want to take. I want to go into the short-term rental market. But to be honest, I didn't even know how to go into it. Um, I didn't know anybody else that was doing it at the moment, and this was actually right before COVID. And COVID was almost a blessing in disguise because my mentality before COVID was I was looking at Facebook Marketplace, trying to get the cheapest furniture I could find, and I was just getting a bunch of different pieces that didn't add up. It wasn't matching, and I was just trying to get it and do it at as low budget as possible. Then COVID hit, and once COVID hit and everything just stopped, I took a step back and I decided, you know what, let me think things through. And at that moment, I had a cousin of mine who was looking for a rental, and we met up. And he's like, "Hey, are you still gonna do the short term rental, or what are you gonna do?" Since everything had shut down at that moment, I was like, "Well, it's travel shut down. I don't think I could do a short term rental now." So I decided I stuck with long term rental further, and I rented out the apartment to him. My cousin at the moment, and he still is, was a real estate agent. So he knew that I had the real estate background, and we were always talking about real estate. And he also got me interested in getting my license as an agent. So I became a licensed real estate agent with EXP Realty. They had the biggest real estate event for as far as brokerages was, which was EXP Con. I signed up, and for me, the reason why I signed up because I wanted to be in the room with the top performers of the company. I wanted to learn from the very best. And it was an amazing experience. There, I was able to connect with different agents that were taking their real estate business to a complete different level, and even agents that were agent investors. And I learned a lot about how they were running their short-term rentals businesses. So over there, I was able to get the proof of concept of how to run short-term rentals, how to do it the right way, how to set myself up for success, not just be like another fish in the water, but I wanted to be a shark. I wanted to, if I was going to do this, I wanted to do it the right way and make sure that my property was going to be one of the top performing properties. So being an EXP con put me in those rooms with the right individuals and who taught me how to do it the right way. So then about a year later, my cousin moves out, and then by then, I already knew what I had to do. So I wasn't on a shoestring budget for the furniture. I made sure that I got good quality furniture. I made sure that the design was properly. I gave it a great theme as well. Um, I was able to get a professional photographer to take amazing pictures and make sure that my property just looked amazing, felt amazing, and we were just giving them another place to stay, but we were providing an experience for our guests to stay in. We wanted to make sure that we were going to provide the top experience, and that's what we did. And I was also lucky that my wife, she has a hospitality background. So now I started to incorporate her into it as well. And she's very great with interior designing. So it was great because I'm learning, she's learning, and now we're feeding off each other. We're bouncing ideas off each other. We're also connecting with different investors that are doing it. And that allowed us to get that blueprint for short term rentals and excel in this area.
That is amazing. I love how, like, by going to EXP con, that you're able to get that extra set of hands, like that extra help, that mentorship, that ability to be able to know what to do next, and that your wife joined you. Like, she's able to help you in the business. That's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a blessing. We also have our daughter, she's 15. So now she's seeing this. She sees everything from behind the scenes. She sees what we're doing as real estate investing, what we're doing with our short-term rentals. Also being in now in sub two recently, I was at Squad Up Summit 2025, one of the best, if not the best, real estate event of the year. And I brought my daughter along with me, and she had an amazing experience. So I feel like it's not just for me, real estate is a tool, but there's so many lessons to learn from real estate, and to bring my daughter along, it makes it even extra meaningful, because I see how her mind now, and maybe it's probably what I felt when I would see my mom purchase properties and start to do house hacking, and it sparked an interest in me. It started to plant some seeds, and now I could see those seeds being planted in her. So it's like extra special for me.
Definitely. And it just carries on that family being able to have that support and that system so that they'll be financially taken care of. Do you have your daughter help you on the sites? So does she go into the real estate and help you, like, pick out furniture or pick out houses or anything like that?
Yeah, so with my daughter, I'm a big believer in osmosis. So I want to surround myself with as much of the thing that I want to excel at. And one of the ways that I find that helps me is to also teach. So as I'm learning something, I like to teach. And one of the easiest ways for me to teach is through her, is through my daughter. So yes, so anything that I'm doing real estate wise, I'll talk to her about my deals. I'll explain it to her. If I'm working with a contractor, I'll explain it to her. If there's a design that we're thinking about, let's say if it's a short-term rental that we're setting up, we'll talk to her about it. Hey, listen, This is what the idea is. What are your thoughts on it? And so just to make sure that she's also fully involved, even if it's not, but making sure that she knows, hey, your input is valued here. And we also want you to know how this runs so that eventually, if you want to do something similar, you already know what it takes and you could do it as well.
That's fantastic. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And I definitely agree that you learn more when you're teaching it and being able to share that with your daughter for her to learn, and then hopefully she'll be able to teach that to someone so that it'll stick even more. So you mentioned co-living. Do you have any other goals going forward in real estate that you want to hit?
Yeah, so in real estate right now, co-living in the US, many people probably experiencing this. Home prices are very high right now, all-time highs. Rentals as well are at all-time highs. So one of the things that we're seeing is it's just an affordability crisis. And so with real estate, I see it as a tool. Yes, it's great. It's great to build these assets. It's great to build wealth. It's great to for it to have income from it. But I also feel, just like in short-term rentals, where I feel like I'm providing not just a place for people to stay in, but an experience where they feel, wow, I not only did I stay here at this location, but I received this experience from this wonderful couple, um, and I want them to feel that love that we put into the place. So I want to do the same thing now in the co-living space. The affordability crisis, rents are so high, and now with co-living, it allows us to take a home and essentially cut it up into smaller pieces and rent it out by room, so that you're able to provide someone with a place for them to live in at a more affordable price than if they were able to, if they wanted to just get a traditional long-term rental. So that's one of my next major goals is I want to set up is I want to start getting into the co-living space. And for me it's two. Is one is that I help with the affordability crisis, and two, it also allows me to not have all of my eggs in one basket, not have just short-term rentals, but it allows me to diversify my portfolio where now I have some short-term rentals and also co-living. Something else too, as far as real estate, we're part of the Sub Two community, and I want to get more involved with Sub Two in my local community. So I'm in Jersey City. I'm in New Jersey. And when I travel to other places, when I travel to Arizona, I see how the community is a lot more tighter. I see how the community, I go to Dallas, is a lot more tighter. And now I am working with other members that are local here that are also in Sub 2 and trying to do the same thing here and trying to do more local meetups where we gather all of the everyone who's involved in one phase or another, whether they're a wholesaler, whether they're an investor, a transaction coordinator, whether they are a lender. We want to get everyone involved because from every piece of a transaction, there's so many individuals that could benefit from it, and we want to make sure we have that tight knit community here. So one of the next moves that I'm making right now in New Jersey specifically is also setting up meetups here locally, and getting everyone tight knit, and excelling in real estate.
That's amazing. That's definitely very important, like having that tight knit community. And it goes back to what you were saying when you were going to EXPCon. Like, it's getting around the people that know what they're doing and can give you that support and help. Are you the head of the New Jersey community then?
No, no, I'm not the head. So what we're doing here, I'm more in North Jersey, but what we're trying to do is what we have is a North in Sub Two. We have different accountability groups. So up here we have one that's the Northeast, but that Northeast is Pennsylvania, is Jersey, is New York, is Delaware. So it's a lot of different states. But what we're trying to do is do sub ones below that where we have local meetups. And in New Jersey, it's a small state, but it's a pretty dense state. So we want to have one in North Jersey. and we want to have in Central Jersey. We want to have down in South Jersey as well, and at the same time have these different meetups and support one another as well. So I'm in Jersey City, and mine is going to be locally here in Jersey City.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, going back to the co living, are you doing that everywhere throughout the US, or do you have certain states that you're focusing on first?
Yeah, so with co-living, one of the major players in co-living is Pad Split. So for those of you who don't know Pad Split, it's a company, and what they do is they focus on co-living. And how their model works is that they're in different locations, and one of the new locations that they're opening up in is actually here in New Jersey, specifically my market, Jersey City, and the market that's right next to me, which is Newark. Pad Split, what they do is they promote it. They'll promote your listings. They have the marketplace, just like, let's say, for example, an Airbnb. An Airbnb provides the marketplace where you could list a property and then the guest could go and search for it. So Pad Split is also now opening up here, and they're providing that. They're providing the market where anyone who wants to rent one of these rooms in a co-living property, they are able to find it, and it also connects now the owners of these properties. It'll connect them with the members. So Past Split, and this is all it's all new news. They just recently announced they're opening up here, and I think they just opened up here. So I want to really tap into this market because I do see that there's a need. Here, Jersey City rental prices are one of the highest in the entire country, if not the highest. I think last year we were the highest. Now I'm not. We're still one of the top ones. So I definitely see a need for that here, and I want to be able to provide that here. It's my backyard, and I want to hone it down. So as of right now, I'm starting here, but through Sub Two, and I'm also a member of Owners Club with Pace Morby. Uh, I'm partnered with so many other members in other states, and that is also one of my goals is to uh, do things with other people, do things with other members, and connect with them and tap into their resources. So as of right now, me personally, I'm focusing here in New Jersey, but I'm open, and I'm also going to partner with other members in Sub 2 Owners Club in different states.
Fantastic! That's so exciting that Passplet's opening up a spot in New Jersey and that you're able to like help gear that and head that off. That's amazing. And I love how you're being able to invite the community to help you to do that. So, for people
Yes.
who are interested in reaching out to you, do you have a specific form you want them to reach out to you so that they could help you? That you could help them too?
Yeah, so they could reach out to me. Instagram is I am Joe Hernandez. Facebook, Joseph Hernandez. And my YouTube, follow me on YouTube. I am Joe Hernandez as well.
Excellent. Okay, do you have any additional words of wisdom that you would like to share with those listening?
Words of wisdom. Yes. I want to say uh, in Squad Up Summit, we were one of the presenters was Tim Story. And one of the things that Tim Story says is you need to be in alignment with your assignment. And deep down, as we go through life, sometimes we kind of just with schooling, um, some of it might be our parents, some of it might be our peers, some of it might be whatever jobs we have. Sometimes I feel that we might get uh, an out of alignment. So I want to say is that, especially in the real estate as a real estate investor, imposter syndrome is probably one of those big things where you feel that maybe you not might be good enough. Maybe I'm not meant for this. But I want to say is be true to yourself, be in alignment with your assignment. And just because something might not feel, you might feel a little scared, you might feel a little bit of a fear, it's okay. That is fine. Everyone kind of goes through that. And that just means that you're right in that moment and ready for a breakthrough. So I think of it as like, let's say like a volcano. It's all this pressure that's building up, but then out of it you get diamonds, you get islands that come out of it, you get all this beautiful stuff that comes out of it. So sometimes when we are doing something that is big, that it's meaningful, it might feel fearful, but it's just, you just got to keep going, surround yourself around the right people. um, it's the law of attraction. What you put out is what you're going to get back. So you want to be around positive individuals. If you're into real estate and you want to invest in real estate, you want to be around people that are doing the thing as well. And those are the people that you talk about as far as real estate, and you talk that language to, not to other people. So as far as real estate and in the investment world, uh, I have, those are friends that I have, and then I have friends that I have that are not in that world, but I know not to talk to them about real estate because they're not going to understand it. They're not. That's not their world. So my words of wisdom is yes, be in alignment with your assignment. Don't let imposter syndrome stop you. Surround yourself around the right people that are going to help you, are going to guide you, that are going to cheer you, that are going to be that positive support influence to get you where you want to go. And something else too, don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Sometimes you might set a goal, and for whatever reason, that goal sometimes is not meant for you to achieve that goal. It's just meant for you to have a direction, have somewhere where you're going. But sometimes you might be halfway through that goal and something comes up and you got to pivot. So it's fine. You just pivot and go the other way, and that's completely fine.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing all those words of wisdom. Like, I love your analogy with the volcano too, and knowing that you need to be in alignment with your assignment, and that, like you were saying, you can't speak real estate language with someone who doesn't know it. So, like, knowing who you're speaking to and how you can really relate to them is important.
100%, because sometimes you start to share with the wrong people and they don't have that right energy. That energy, that frequency is not there, and you're at your frequency level is up here and they're probably down here, and they're going to drag you down. So you can't let them drag you down.
For sure. Definitely not. So, do you have any words of advice for someone who's struggling? They want to get into real estate, they're not sure how to proceed with that. What would you suggest to them?
Yeah, so anyone that wants to get into real estate, I feel that you want to surround yourself in all aspects. Um, in this game. So you want to listen to different podcasts that talk about real estate. You want to go to your local meetups. If you're on YouTube, you want to watch videos that are about real estate. You want to surround yourself within this environment as much as possible. You want to have a positive energy, a positive mindset. Sometimes things might not go your way. It's okay. It's okay. Think of it as what, don't think of it as a failure. Think of it as what lesson did I learn from it? I've learned so many lessons, and sometimes that's what it takes, right? You want to take action, and as long as you take action, you connect with different individuals, and just keep taking action, getting lessons, learning, taking action, and just keep going and keep going. And don't be scared, and know that hey, it's not always going to be easy. It's not meant to be easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it, um, but it's definitely worthwhile. So you want to connect with the right individuals. Hey, connect with me. Follow me. Connect with Crystal. She's amazing. Connect with those individuals that are gonna light your fire, that are gonna build you up, that are gonna give you the right guidance, the right advice, and are gonna cheer you on and want you to succeed. Because and believe in the law of attraction. Like if you put positive energy out there, that's what you're gonna get back. Pace Morby, he says, your vibe attracts your tribe. So you want to have that. You want to be vibing at a great frequency, at a positive frequency, and that's what you're gonna start attracting. Also, if you're new, think of not only what you need, but think of what you could give. Because I always feel that no matter how new you are, you at least know something, or there's some value that you could add. So always think about that. What value could you add or you could provide to someone? When you connect with someone else, what value could you provide them? Maybe there's something that they could help you with, but you could also help as well. And it's thinking, sometimes it's thinking outside the box.
Do you have any suggestions for helping people to think outside the box? Because I know sometimes there's mindset issues that come when they're trying something new.
I would say that in thinking outside the box, and dealing with mindset issues is really thinking deep about you. Let me give an example of things that I do that help me, because I feel that everyone kind of goes through this. I like to be my number one cheerleader. I'll write just thoughts, positive, powerful affirmations, and I'll through my iPhone I'll record them. So now I'm at the gym, I'm working out, I'm listening to myself, just hyping myself up. And I'm at the gym and like I'm getting into it and I'm like, oh yeah, this is me. This is me. So your reality becomes is your belief. So it starts with what you believe in, right? So start with that. Start with the end. Start with that goal, whatever it is. Start with that, and then eventually that becomes your reality. So try to picture yourself in it, in that environment, whatever that goal is. Picture yourself in that environment. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? Um, if your goal is to uh, maybe have that ideal home that you want to have in paradise or wherever it is, uh, picture yourself there. Like really picture yourself in it and write that down. How am I gonna feel? And then create these voice memos. This is exactly how I feel. I am here. I'm smelling the citrus trees. I feel the cedar of my hardwood floors, the marble shower in my bathroom, the leather of my chair in my boardroom. So the more visual you could be, the more emotions you could convey, the better it is, the more sticky it becomes. And then record voice memos on it and just listen to it on repeat. And now before you know it, it's you. It becomes a part of you. And the universe has no other choice but to obey. And what you're putting out there is gonna happen. In one way or another, doors are just gonna start to open up. And sometimes you might not even know. Uh, but it's like a door would just open up and it's like, oh wow, it was that easy. And it's like, yes, but you were working on this, you were working on this behind the scenes, and now all of a sudden the universe is just obeying and opening up all these doors for you.
Those are powerful insights you just gave. Like everything you said has been powerful, but like that really does help a lot of the people that I come across and who are going to be listening to this, because we do have those mindsets, and if we aren't able to visualize what we want and to like really push our way through it, it does tend to stop us. So thank you for sharing all of that. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
So, to wrap everything up, are there any final words that you'd like to share with the audience?
Final words I want to say is continue to follow Crystal. She is amazing. Follow her in her journey, as she continues to excel. I know I met her in Arizona, and we were there with Pace Morby and in a raising private capital. One of the things that Pace told us was set up a podcast, take action, set up a podcast, and that's exactly who she is. She's a person that takes action. So definitely continue to follow Crystal. Pour love on her. She's a transaction coordinator. She's amazing. Use her. Use her as an asset. Something else, follow me. I am Joe Hernandez. I try to provide as much value. I try to be a positive force and always give positive insight and vibe at a positive frequency so that if anybody listens to me, they see me on Instagram or they see one of my YouTube videos, I try to be a very positive individual and kind of hype people up. That's who I am. I like to hype people up. Uh, and yeah, surround yourself around the right individuals. Never be down on yourself. Always be positive. You got this. You could do this. You were meant for this. Be in alignment with your assignment. Be true to yourself, and let that version of you, that spark, that beautiful version of you, let it shine. Let it come out because we need it. The world needs it.
For sure. Definitely second that. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Well,
you.
again,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, reach out to Joe at I am Joe Hernandez at Instagram, and then your Facebook is I am Joseph Hernandez. Is that correct?
So my Facebook, I am Joe Hernandez as well. Joseph Hernandez, from Jersey City, New Jersey. You can follow me there.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate our time together, and you definitely are a positive force, and I really appreciate having you in my circle of friends and people and relationships to have. So thank you so much for all that you contribute to.
Thank you, Crystal. This was amazing. Again, it was my pleasure to be in your podcast. Thank you for taking action, and for setting this up. It was a pleasure.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Okay, till next time.
All right, till next time. Bye, everyone. Have a good one.